done that work, come over. We just need to slow the motion. Don't get out of the way to no one. Long distance, I need you. When I see potential, I just gotta sit through. If you had a twin.
What's up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. I haven't seen anybody do a video like this in a long time, so I kind of wanted to do, like, you know, something cute with you guys because it is February. I should have did this in January, but just life was so busy and so hectic, I really couldn't do it. I'm going to show you guys some of my favorite makeup products that I was using like all of 2022. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show y'all what my favorite primers were, my favorite foundations, my favorite everything, and I'm gonna just give y'all the tea. Like, look, if you got dry, sensitive skin, I love this stuff personally. You might love it too. So without me talking too much, because this is gonna be a little bit of a lengthy video, we're gonna jump right into it. Okay, you guys, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into it. I have everything spread out and like kind of organized right next to me, so I'm gonna just kind of go rapid fire, talk about what my favorite everything is. As far as primers, y'all, these two right here, the NYX Plump Right Back and the e.l.f. Power Grip primers, they work amazingly on their own, but what I have found for me, combining them, you get such a hydrated and sticky base with this. Like, your makeup's not gonna go anywhere. Now, what I like to do is I'll add the Skin Quench one by Milani, just because I have dry skin, like I have always stated. I really like for my skin to be super hydrated underneath my makeup, because one, I want it to last long, and two, I don't want it to look like just a cakey, nasty mess. So I take this because it has hyaluronic acid and coconut water. I'll put this on, let it soak in, and then I will go in with the NYX Plump Right Back and the e.l.f. primer just to get a really good, nice, sticky and tacky base. So these two are my faves. Next up on the list is gonna be foundations. I don't consider one of these a foundation, the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. It's technically not a foundation, but I like to use it on my like no makeup days, just because I want to put something on my skin as a base that's not super duper heavy, and it does have a really good amount of coverage in it, so that is why I included this. I am in the shade 5 Medium Tan. I really needed shade 4 for right now because, you know, it's winter time, I don't got my tan, but that one works perfectly. As far as actual foundations that I like, if I'm going for more of a fuller, like, you know, wham bam full coverage, thank you ma'am, I'm doing my Milani Conceal and Perfect. This right here, this is like a $12 foundation, and it performs like a luxury foundation. I love this stuff when I'm trying to do full glam, when I'm trying to give snatch, when I'm trying to give, when I'm giving face, this right here, this is it for me. And I am in the shade Natural Tan, 09A Natural Tan, and that's one of my faves if I'm wanting to do like a really nice full coverage thing. If I'm doing like a everyday my skin but better, that Urban Decay Hydromaniac Skin Glow Hydrator, which is basically a tinted moisturizer, and then the NYX Born to Glow Natural Radiant Foundation in the shade Cinnamon. Y'all, I got this while it was in stock, and I'm so mad because I should have bought two, because I go back on the website all the time and this is like out of stock. This particular shade is out of stock all the time. But these two are my absolute favorites. In the Urban Decay one, I am in the shade 60 Medium Dark, excuse me. And this is really great. It's a little too dark for me right now just because, like I said, it's wintertime, but I'll be making it work. I had it on earlier today and it looked fantastic. I'll actually insert some pictures right here of how good my makeup looked earlier today. It was so good, but I already took it off. I already did my skincare. I wasn't finna redo my makeup to jump up on here to talk about my favorites, but these two for the foundation segment, whew, boy. I jumped around a little bit. I completely forgot my honorable mention as like my favorite like lip balms and like lip serums. It is the Revolution Lip Care Serum, the Rehab Serum, the clear one. This is one of my favorite like lip serum, lip mask types of things. That's one of my faves, as well as the e.l.f. Ride or Die lip balm. Now, this is a lip balm, but y'all, when I tell you this is thick, it gives like petroleum jelly. It's so thick, it's so hydrating. Oh, I didn't know that. They're vegan and cruelty free. I knew Elf was cruelty free, but I didn't know that they were 100% vegan either. So these two are my faves, as well as I have another Revolution one actually. The I Heart Revolution lip mask and vanilla cake. That's one of my favorite like lip mask, lip serum, lip whatever that I like to put on while I'm doing the rest of my makeup, just so it can like really soak in and just nourish and hydrate my lips. So I did want to mention that. We're not to the lip category yet, but if I didn't mention it now, I was gonna forget to. So we've already done primers and foundations and lip balms. Let's move on to concealers, you guys. So I am a concealer girl. I love me some concealer. That's probably one of my favorite parts of doing my makeup. I love concealer real bad. I love it real bad, y'all. So my the two concealers that I have been picking up recently, like every single time that I've done my makeup, is the NYX Bear With Me serum concealers. I use the shade Sand and Golden, and I mix these together for like a highlight, but not like something super duper bright. I mix them together when I want it to just be a little highlighted, and then if I'm trying to go like a va va voom, then I just use Golden, the lighter shade, as well. Some of my other liquid concealers that I've really been loving for, again, like more of a full coverage day, is the Milani Conceal and Perfect concealer right here in the shade 145. This is warm beige. As you can see, it is super light. I love me a good bright highlighted under eye, and I mix that with my Revolution Conceal and Define concealer. This is in the shade C9.5. I love to mix these when I'm going for more of a fuller coverage. The Conceal and Define concealer is really good for carving out your eyebrows and underneath your eyebrows. Really love that. And I also use this one if I'm wanting to give full glam but not a highlighted look. This is a really good, like, it's a little bit lighter than my skin tone, but it's not necessarily a super bright highlighting shade. So those are my favorite concealers. Another one that I actually don't have at the moment because it was empty, the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, the one with the white top. Those, when I tell you I ride or die by that concealer, if you go back on my YouTube page and like on any of my social media, you'll see those were the only concealers that I used for like, I say like a good 6-7 months. Only concealers that I used. I went through those concealers. I think I bought like 2 or 3 of them throughout the year, put them down, picked up some other concealers that I wanted to try, but those are still like one of my faves, period, not just for the year. Okay, so one of my next things that we are moving on to is contour. I have a few things that I really like for contour, just depending on what it is that I'm giving. If I'm trying to give like snatch cheekbones, snatch like itty bitty forehead, jawline, all of that, I'm using these two right here. One of these two. It is, of course, the Milani Conceal and Perfect concealer in the shade 120 Cool Toffee. This right here is just really pretty. Like, this is one of the nicest like concealer shades I've seen to be this dark in a drugstore brand. Like, it's not too warm and it's not too cool. It actually has a really nice neutral undertone, so I really do like that. As well as my Aesthetica contour kit. Now, y'all, real honestly, you could use this kit to do a full face of makeup. You can use this to do a full face. Like, it's got highlighter shades, it's got skin tone shades in there, it's got, like, as you can see, it's got the contour shade. I actually mix it. I mix this shade with the little bit of the lighter shade just to get it even, like a really good shade for it, because this is just a little too dark, so I do mix those. But as you can see, I be using it and I be putting my hand all up in it because it's really good if you're trying to do, you can honestly use that for a full face. The only thing that it doesn't have in it is a blush, but that's fine because we ain't got to do all that. But that's actually a really good versatile palette if anyone was interested in one. For the days that I want to do cream contour or cream bronzer and I'm trying to keep it a little bit on the natural side, I'm not trying to go like you know, sculpted and chiseled. You know, I just want to keep it natural. I either go in with my Fenty Cream bronzer in the shade Teddy. This is the Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Bronzer. That's the official title. 05 Teddy. That is that shade. And then I'll either go in with that or the Milani Conceal and Perfect Liquid Contour. This is different because this came out with their one line that they did. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like their liquid series. It came out with this, a highlighter and an illuminator. I used the shade 02 Ginger for when I really just want to keep it like really natural and light. I don't want to go like too heavy. I'm not trying to chisel myself out. I just want to give myself a little color to my cheeks. Those are the two that I will use if I'm wanting to do something a little bit more subtle and natural. Next on the docket is blush, and y'all know I love me some cream blush. Ooh, it got my heart. It's got me in the chokehold real bad. And y'all know the ones that I typically always use on my channel is the NYX Sweet Cheeks blushes, Baby Doll, and Almost Famous. I love to mix a pink with an orange to get a really pretty coral shade. Y'all, these right here, they're like $9 at Ulta and on the NYX website. Like, these right here, you honestly can't beat them. They're so good. They're so creamy. They're so pigmented. Like, I just love those. Those are one of my favorite blushes. An honorable mention of the blushes that I recently, these are some recent purchases that I made that I'm actually really liking. And then it's the Milani Cheek Kiss cream blushes. This is the shade 120 Coral Crush, and then I also have 130 Blushing Berry. Mix these two together, it's so pretty. This is like a really nice berry shade. This one looks really good on deeper skin tones. This one's so pretty, and I like to mix them to get like a little bit of like a berry corally shade. Those are really good. I recently got those and I've been picking them up a lot. Fun fact, if you get like a cream blush or like a blush like this that's like in a cream in a pan, this one is my Fenty Cream in Crush On Keep It. This is one of my other really if I could open it, oh my god, they don't ever make the packaging like nail friendly. Oh sweet baby Jesus. Okay, I got it open, y'all. This really pretty pink shade. Love that, because I like that it's pink but it's not like a baby pink, because that baby pink shade sometimes it be looking real ashy on like medium tan and darker complexions. It'll look a little ashy, but this is a really pretty shade. For this, I actually like to use my e.l.f. putty applicator brush. For the putty primer, they had made a brush, and I love to use that for my cream blushes that are in the pan like this. So those are my favorite blushes at the moment right now. Those are, I don't got nothing else to say. I like pinky, I like blush. Y'all know I blow my blush out. I bring it back here. I put it in my temples. I put it underneath my eye. I am a blush fanatic. I love me some blush. Next up on the docket, I'm trying to like speed through this a little bit just because I don't want to take up like all of y'all's time. I don't want this to be a super lengthy video, but I just want to show y'all what it is that I'm loving, what it is that I know for a fact I'm going to repurchase every single time, and keep it on like the affordable side for my ladies that love to watch me and love to hear what I have to say, and just keep it affordable. Some of the stuff in here is a little on the pricey side, but I dibble and dabble. I'm a drugstore girly at heart, but I like a little high end every now and then. So I'm just trying to give y'all the best of both worlds. But the next thing that I have are face powders. Now the reason that I'm doing this next is because I like to actually set my under eye and my nose with a pressed powder first, and then go in and bake just a little bit, because I have dry skin, so I don't really bake for a long time, but I like to let my loose setting powder sit for a little bit just to, like, you know, get extra coverage. And my favorite powder, pressed powders that I have been loving is actually the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop pressed powders. These are technically the Can't Stop Won't Stop mattifying primers. I love them. I have the shade Bright Translucent and the shade Caramel right here. Caramel I use as an all over face powder, and then of course this I use on my under eye just to brighten it up, especially when I'm doing a really bright under eye. Those two are my favorites to use. I also really like the NYX HD finishing powder as well. If for instance, if I go in with a concealer and I realize that it's not as bright as I need it to be, I'll go ahead and set it with like my regular loose setting powder, and then if you go over it with this finishing powder, because this is really pretty white shade, and just kind of dust it a little bit. This is the shade Translucent. If you dust this while you have your loose setting powder on, it just has this really nice, beautiful finish underneath the eye. It looks so smooth, and it doesn't have any flashback. If I'm doing kind of like a bright under eye, but not as like bam, if I don't want it to be as just real punch of a bright under eye, I go in with my e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundations, and I have the shade Light 250W, which I will go ahead and open for you guys. This is the shade. I will use this underneath my eyes just to put a little bit of brightness up underneath there, but not too much if I'm trying to do a little bit more of a subtle look. And the other powder foundation, this is medium 375N, which is their neutral shade. I use this a lot, y'all. This is my summer shade. I use this every single day during the summertime when I'm doing my makeup. My winter shade is 330W, which I don't know where it is right now. I'll find it eventually. But those are my favorite, just like face pressed powder foundation / pressed powders that I like to use. Next up is going to be loose setting powders. These two that I have just really had me in a chokehold. The other one that I like to use, just my honorable mention, I will insert her right here. Miss Laura Mercier Translucent. I love her. I love her real bad. It's just every time I go to Ulta to try to buy her, that one and the Ultra Blur one are always out of stock. Translucent specifically. I can't use honey because I am not dark enough to use honey. It's not going to be... the honey is damn near my skin tone. I can't use that one. So until I can find it and get it and order it or whatever, we're gonna go back to Miss Laura because she had me in a chokehold for a minute. But the ones that I have been using recently in replacement of that is going to be the Beauty Bakery Bite Size Pinch of Flour setting powder. This is in the shade Cassava Yellow. It's got a really nice tint of yellow to it, but it's not an overbearing tint. I actually say it kind of borders like a yellow translucent because it just dusts away beautifully and it doesn't leave too much pigment behind. One of my other favorites is of course my Fenty Beauty in the shade Banana. She's a little beat up. I used, y'all, when I first got this, to carve out the cheekbone, carve out that contour. Oh my god, you couldn't tell me nothing. You cannot tell me a daggone thing. That powder, and I love the way it smells. That's probably weird. I love the way it smells. It's so finely milled. It's beautiful on the skin. It dusts away beautifully. It doesn't leave any flashback. Those two powders have been my girl this year, as well as my Laura Mercier, but of course, like, she hasn't really been in stock. So I have been using those ones. Next up is gonna be my bronzers. Y'all, I'm not gonna spend too much time on my bronzers because I alternate between the same 3 bronzers. When it comes to the bronzer, I don't switch up. It is going to be my Fenty Beauty bronzer in the shade Island Ting. Gorgeous, gorgeous shade. I will open it so you guys, of course, can see the shade. It looks like I don't touch it, but y'all, this stuff is so pigmented, like, you don't have to dip into it a lot. It looks like I haven't touched it. I promise I have. It's just so pigmented, like, you don't got to do too much with that one. Love that. Love the shade of it. I like how Island Ting is a bronzer, but it has enough of a neutral shade in it that works for me, because sometimes the bronzers can run just a little too orange on me and it's giving oompa loompa. I don't like that. That shade don't do that for me. My honorable, the one that I use every single day no matter what, like, I grab this before I grab anything else, is the Juvia's Place Bronze Duo in the shade Tan. Let me go ahead and open it for you. Do y'all see that? This is like the perfect contour and the perfect bronzer shade. Oh my god, when I mix them together, my skin be looking so golden, so sun-kissed, and so buttery. When I die, bury me with this bronzer. Bury me with the blush, the powder brush I'm gonna show you too, but throw this in the casket with me, because it's coming with me. I love that bronzer real bad. And then the next one that I also really do love, this one had me in the chokehold for a little bit, was the Kimchi Chic bronzer. This is the tailored bronzer, and I went to Miami for. I've been picking this one up a lot recently, considering the fact that it is winter time, so I don't have a tan. And That's a true bronzer, but it's still really, it's super pigmented, first of all. Really, really, really pigmented, so you don't have to dip into this a lot, and it just blends beautifully over cream products. These two right here, for every single day use, I alternate between the both of these, especially now in the wintertime, like every day. Or like every other day, because I don't do my makeup every day, but these two right here, yeah, chef's kiss, for sure. Next up is going to be our powder bronzers. Not bronzers, who am I? Powder blushes is what I mean. I told y'all I got a couple of them in front of me. Y'all, I'm a blush girl. Like, I like to mix these blushes and throw them all on. This is the Milani Baked Blush in Dulce Pink. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous shade. I use this blush as well as the NYX Shimmering Blush. If I want to have like a really nice sheen to my face without having to add a highlighter, do y'all see how gorgeous that is? Ugh, love that. If I'm going for a shimmery blush, I'll go in with that one, as well as the Sweet Cheeks, the NYX Sweet Cheeks Glow Blush. This one is very beat up because I dropped it and I fixed it. I pressed it with, of course, some alcohol and a paper towel, and I did fix it because, y'all, I was not losing this. This is in the shade Daydream. I'll swatch it. I'll swatch it so y'all can see how. Can y'all see that? Do y'all see how beautiful that is? Like, it's so shimmery. It's so pigmented. It's this really pretty, like, pinky orangey shade. Ooh, I love it so much. Let me swatch the Milani one as well for you guys. So y'all, like, it's got shimmer in it, y'all. Like, it is. That is the Milani one. It is super shimmery. I love it when I'm trying to just give a little glow to the skin. That is one of my favorites when I'm looking for, I really like to do that in the summertime when I'm doing just really nice dewy, glowing, almost wet skin. That's my fave. And then when I'm going for my matte blushes, these two right here, the Juvia's Place Blush Duo in Volume 4. Y'all, look at how beautiful that is. That baby pink mixed with this really pretty hot pink on top of a cream blush. Y'all don't know what you're missing. Y'all don't know what you're missing. And don't sit here and be like the shade is too light for you. I have seen women of all complexions get Volume 4 and it looks beautiful on them. I really like the Volume 4 on like deep dark skin. Oh my god, it looks so beautiful. I don't know if y'all watch Tamara Renee, but she used that blush in one of her videos. I can't remember which one it was. It looks so pretty on her. It was gorgeous. Another one of my favorite matte blushes that I like to do is the NYX Sweet Cheeks in Rose and Play. Again, that really pretty, cool toned pinky blush. I love it. I don't use this one by itself. I like to mix it either with that Volume 4 blush, just because the hot pink in there is just a little bit darker. I like to put the darker blush and then put this on top to kind of diffuse it because I don't want it to look too bright. And then when I'm going like heavy on the blush, I take my Kimchi Chic blush, number 1 Pinky Rose. I mix both of these shades and I'll actually get it on a blush brush and dust it underneath my eye, and that's how I get that really nice seamless transition from my concealer into my blush. I use this to sweep underneath my eye just to really get that to blend in really well. So those are my favorite blushes. I'm almost done, guys. I promise. I am moving on to my favorite highlighter. Y'all, I only have one favorite highlighter, and it is the Flower Beauty Stellar Prismatic highlighter in the shade Blaze. Y'all, I love this highlighter so bad. I'll swatch this too. I'm running out of fingers to do swatches on. Can y'all see that? Like, stop playing. Do y'all see that? It's got really nice chunks of glitter. It's such a really pretty, like, champagne-y gold color. I love that. I love that highlighter so bad. That is the only highlighter that I have worn for the entire year. The whole year, that's the only one that I wear. That's the only one that I pick up, and I haven't even made a dent in it. Like, that on the nose, on the tip of the nose, it looks like you have a little tiny sun on your nose. That highlighter is so gorgeous. That's my all-time favorite highlighter. Okay, you guys, so we're nearing the end. I wanted to talk about some of my favorite eyeshadows that I have been using, because y'all know I don't really do eyeshadow too much, but when I do, I love to stick to some neutrals and some browns. So I wanted to give you guys some options on that. The Cream Shop Desert Springs eyeshadow is one of my favorites. It's got all of these really pretty one-tone browns in it. I really like this green. It's almost kind of like a poop color green, but it's such a pretty shade if you want to do like an olivey look. This is one of my faves if I'm just doing something real cute and I want to do something just really neutral but also warm. This is one of my favorite eyeshadows to do that with. When I'm doing like a soft glam, like, you know, that really pretty soft baddie Instagram look, I always go for my Life is a Drag palette. I do, because I'll open it and show you guys the way that this palette is so beautifully constructed. The split with the neutrals and the colorful shades. I feel like this is the perfect palette if you want to get for somebody that wants to try eyeshadows, because it's got all of the really nice colors that you could use. It's got some pop of colors if you want to play with those. It's got your nice neutrals, some shimmery shades. Like, it's a really good starter palette. This is Lunar Beauty, by the way, if you guys didn't know. That's one of my faves. And another one that has quickly become one of my faves, I actually got this one yesterday, and I played with this eyeshadow yesterday and today, is the Mora Let's Get Carried Away from their Getaway series palette. Y'all, this palette is so beautiful. It is so gorgeous. I haven't played with all of the shades yet, but this shade Away from Here in this middle shimmer shade, ooh, y'all, the shimmers are so good. The shimmers are so good. The mattes are so buttery and really easy to blend. Mora Beauty is really that girl. I haven't tried anything from their brand except for the eyeshadow yet, but the way them eyeshadows is coming, I cannot wait to try more from their brand. Last but certainly not least is my favorite setting sprays. Guys, my favorite setting sprays of all time. I actually like to mix these two. I'll use all three of these when I'm doing my makeup, and that's what my makeup don't use. It doesn't move. I use the e.l.f. Stay All Night Setting Mist, the NYX Plump Finish Setting Spray. I go in with the NYX one in between steps. So when I'm doing all my creams, I'll use the next one. I put my powders down, I use the next one's finish my face, and then as my finishing spray, I go in with the e.l.f. one, and then I'll go in with the Revolution Super Fix. The reason I go in with the NYX and the e.l.f. first is because they're setting sprays, but they're also really hydrating. This one is more of like a matte finish. It's a mattifying finish setting spray. So because I don't want it to take all of the moisture out of my face, I go in with those, and then I go in with that setting spray. The combination of all three of those, your face ain't moving. It ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. Like, somebody could throw water in your face and your makeup not gonna go nowhere. Like, it's so good. It is so good. I'm gonna breeze through my favorite lip products really quickly, just because, y'all, I don't really switch up my lip product too much. I will show you my 3 favorite lip liners that I have been going in with like religiously. It is my LA Girl Shockwave liner in the shade Chai Latte, this really gorgeous brown shade. I'll actually swatch it on the inside of my hand for you. That really pretty dark brown shade. I love doing that with like a pink or a really nice peachy nude on the inside. My next favorite one is the ColourPop BFF3. Y'all, I love this lip liner down. I got 4 of these in another drawer for backups from when I run out of this one. This is one, like, I use this one every single day. It's a little bit, I hope y'all can see that. Hold on, let me rotate my hand. I hope you can see that one. It's right there. It's this really pretty, it's a gorgeous brown. It's a gorgeous brown, but it's not as dark as Chai Latte, so that's why I like to use that one on like a daily basis. And then my other favorite one is the Juvia's Place Luxe liner in brown. Brownie. It's similar to Chai Latte in a shade, but I put it right next to Chai Latte so you guys can see it. It is a little bit more on the red side of a brown instead of like a cool brown. That is a really gorgeous shade. I actually like to do brownie, and then I'll put the e.l.f. lip balm in the center. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I alternate between those 3 lip liners religiously. I have like probably like 40-50 lip liners. Like last time I counted, I think I had 40. Those 3 I just cannot stop I can't stop touching them. I can't. Those are my faves. I'm gonna quickly run through like my favorite lip like creams and lipsticks really quickly. Let me open this bag so I can show you guys. I don't really go too crazy with these. Typically, if I'm not using my Fenty Stunna lip paint in the shade Unbutton, y'all, this is so gorgeous. If I'm not using this, I am using one of these 2 shades. I am using Stockholm by NYX, the soft matte cream, or I'm using Istanbul. I'm using one of those 2. And if I'm not using that, then I'm definitely using the ColourPop Fresh Kiss lip cream in the shade The Rachel. I love me a nice pinky nude shade. Either a pinky nude or just like a really nice nude. I don't really deviate from that when it comes to my lips. Like, I don't really do colors. If it's not pink, it's peach or like a nude shade. I don't really do too much outside of that. Like, y'all really won't catch me in like a red lip or nothing like that. Just because I personally don't like it on myself, I'm gonna always stick to a nude, okay, and top it with a gloss. My favorite lip glosses, I'm just gonna again speed through this because I use 30 million lip glosses. I'm not even gonna hold y'all, I do. From Fenty, of course, because y'all know I got some Fenties in here. It is the Cream Heat Glosses in Fussy Heat, and then of course the original Fenty Glow. Those 2 right there are my favorite glosses. I really like NYX for glosses. I'm gonna just like pull out a couple of the ones that I have from NYX. The Milky glosses are one of my faves. This one is, I think this one's Chocolate Shake, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Chocolate Shake is this one, or Milk and Honey. This is like a really pretty sheer lip gloss. I don't want to say it's clear because it has a little bit of a tint, but it's sheer. These 2, and if I'm not using those, I'm using one of these 3. One of these 3. These are the NYX Butter Glosses. I've got Butterscotch, Cinnamon Roll, and Madeline in my hand. I told y'all I like me a nude. I love a nude. I love a nude. I got like 4 of the Madeline glosses, and I'm not even joking because I keep one in my car. There's one in my purse, one that stays with my makeup, and then one that travels with me. It's gonna be in my pocket. These are all the ones that I really love if I'm doing like a nude lip. If I'm doing a pinky lip, I do one of these 4 right here in my hand. I'll either do the NYX Butter Gloss in Angel Food Cake, which is a really pretty, it's like a bit of a muted pink shade. I'll swatch it. It's a little bit of like a berry, almost like a berry mauve pink. I really like that if I'm doing a pinky lip. If I'm doing like a bright pink, I go with these 2 right here. I use the Butter Gloss in Tiramisu, which I'll put right next to Angel Food Cake. Really nice, gorgeous pink. You can tell it's still pink, but it's a little bit more on the muted mauve side of pinks. And I will mix that with Vanilla Cream Pie, which is straight up pink. Like, that is pink. I'll typically mix tiramisu and vanilla cream pie if I'm going for a bright pink, or I will put Angel Food Cake in the center if I'm going for a little bit more of a mauve shade. Now, if I'm going for like a peach pinky nude, I will do my Fenty Beauty Cream Heat in Fussy Heat, that really pretty pink shade. I'll do that, and then I will put my Candid Cosmetics. This is a small black-owned, woman-owned brand out in the UK. I absolutely love her. She is the sweetest human being ever. When I ordered from her, she did a TikTok video about how I was one of her first orders in the United States, and I thought that was just so cool. But this shade in Cookie Dough, it's pink, but it's nude at the same time, and it is just so pretty. I love that with a dark brown lip liner. Put this in the middle. You can't tell the girls nothing. It is a gorgeous shade. But yes, those are my favorite lip glosses. But yes, you guys, those are my favorite products that I have purchased and I have used in all of 2022, 2023, but just like some of my staple pieces that I keep in my kit that I will never get rid of when I'm doing my own makeup. Those are my absolute faves. I love that as far as complexion and the face goes, and of course eyeshadows. One thing that I did want to mention to you guys, because I realized that I didn't say anything about it, was my favorite lash glue. Because y'all know I love supporting me a black-owned, woman-owned business, Faces Cosmetics. Lash glue is the absolute truth. I use this lash glue on when I'm going out, when date night, if I'm going out of town and I know I'm gonna be doing my makeup and my lashes need to stay on all night and I don't have to worry about them. Faces Cosmetics Lash Adhesive is the one that I'm gonna be using. It is hypoallergenic. It's not gonna irritate your eyes. It's latex free. It's gorgeous. Your lashes is gonna stay on and not gonna lift it, not gonna fall off. Follow her TikTok and her Instagram and you're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about. Her lash glue is the truth. I had to throw that in there and I had to mention that if you guys are in the market for a new lash glue, because I don't know about y'all, but Duo, the green one, it irritates my eyes sometimes. But I don't know. Sometimes Duo lash glue, it just doesn't hold my lashes the way that I need it to. So I got that and I have not looked back. But yes, you guys, those are my 2022 favorites / the things that I am never getting rid of. I'm going to keep them in rotation in my kit and in my makeup at all times. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you guys next week and stay tuned. I love you.
Yeah, sometimes we laugh, sometimes we cry, but I guess you know now. Baby, I took it.